Hello and welcome back to English with Alice. I'm a bit of a dreamer. Are you? If I won the lottery, I would buy many houses in different continents of the world. What would you do if you won the lottery? In this class, you are going to learn how to talk about unlikely and imaginary events. And we do this by using the second conditional. So, press pause, grab yourself a pen and a notebook, get comfortable because you are going to take part in a quiz and you are going to make a lot of progress with your English today. Okay, let's get going. Imagine this. If I were a superhero, I would fly to the moon. If I had a magic wand, I would give myself the ability to teleport. We use the second conditional to talk about unlikely imaginary situations. So when the situation is not real, when it is hypothetical, this is when we use the second conditional. Let's look at another example. If I lived on Mars, I would have a pet alien. I don't live on Mars, right? So this is also kind of like a dreamer's grammar. So it's a lot of fun. Let's look then at the magic formula. We have two parts of this. We start with the if clause. If plus past simple. For example, if I won. The second part is the result clause. So you use would and the base verb. If I won the lottery, I would buy many houses. Good thing to remember, you can switch these around, and the only difference is you don't need a comma in the middle. So I would buy a boat if I won the lottery. Or if I won the lottery, comma, I would buy a boat. Okay, write this down because you're going to need it. Here is something really important with this tense. You might say, but if I'm using the past simple, it's I was, and he and she and it was. But when we're using the if clause, you actually need to use were for all of the subjects. For example, if I were you, I would study English. If you were here, I would hug you. If he were taller, he would play basketball. If she were here, she would help. If we were older, we would retire. If they were younger, they would party more. You will hear people using was in informal settings, but actually you need to use were for formal grammar when you are using the second conditional, the if clause. So this, pretty important stuff. Okay. Now we are gonna practice. This is the most important part of the class because this is where the real learning takes place. So I hope you have your notebook ready. I'm going to read the three sentences and I want you to fill in the gaps. I'm not going to tell you the answers until the next slide. So make sure you write down what you think. If I $1 million, I the world. So you need to use have in the if clause and travel in the results clause. So write down your answers. Number two, she happy if she her lost cat. So you need to use be and find. Don't forget to conjugate the verb. And finally, if they, the answer, they tell us. So you need to use know and tell here. It's really useful in these classes if you read things out loud to practice moving your mouth in the correct way. So please join in with me. These are the answers then. If I had $1 million, I would travel the world. So can you repeat that? Did you say it out loud? Okay, let's do number two. She would be happy if she found her lost cat. So repeat. Okay. Number three. If they knew the answer, they would tell us. How did you do? Okay, there's a couple more quiz questions. The next activity, you need to become a detective and find the mistake. One of these sentences is incorrect. So let's read them. If I won the race, I would be happy. If I win the lottery, I would buy a car. If I were a bird, I would fly south or just fly. Okay, which one of those sentences do you think is incorrect? Take a second to think about it. The one that is incorrect is B. This is incorrect. But why is it incorrect? Let's check the grammar. If clause. So we need the past simple. Win. Is that the past simple? Win, won. The past simple is won. So if I won the lottery, I would buy a car. So this is the mistake. Did you get that right? Okay, very good. There's another part. The final part is true or false. So let me just cover the answers. Did you see them? Okay. Number one, the second conditional is for real, likely events. Is this true or false? It is indeed false. This is the dreamer's grammar. This is for unlikely, untrue situations. So it's for imaginary situations. Number two, we use would in the if part of the sentence. True or false? It is indeed false. Why? Because with the if part of the sentence, we use the past simple. Would, we just use the base form. That is the result, isn't it? So let's see. Would goes in the result part of the sentence. And the final quiz question. If I were you, is a common way to give advice. Is this true or false? It is, in fact, true. If I were you is a common way to give advice. This is really useful. So write this one down. If I were you, I would do this. A really useful phrase to use. Okay, it's your turn to dream. Finish this sentence and write your answers in the comments. I would really love to know which famous person you'd like to meet. So, if I could meet any famous person, I would tell me in the comments which famous person you would like to meet. I really hope this class was useful for you and that you've all made lots of progress and keep on dreaming. See you again next time. Goodbye.